rocpodcasts.com.
AirWreckRadio.
Hey, Corey.
Yes, Stacy?
What do ducks smoke?
I don't know, Stacy. What do ducks smoke?
Quack.
All right.
Well, here they come again. They heard that things were happening. With mics in front of faces, their lips begin a flapping. They talk about world and local news reports, and even Steph Michaels, cause she's a doggy whore. Corey says, man, it's a goddamn joke. Corruption is abundant and the POTUS is a hoax. Stacy says,
man, I'd like to act, but Americans are lazier than most, that's fact.
So go get a bowl, a spoon, and some cereal, and sit your ass down. It's time for AirWreckRadio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking, and thank you for choosing AirWreckRadio. We'd like to apologize in advance if there's any inconvenience caused, but we're going down. It is the 10th day of February in the year 2014. I am Corey.
And I am Stacy.
And this is episode 40?
Ooh.
Of AirWreckRadio.
The dirty 40.
We are a whole high school. We are no longer freshmen, sir.
Whoa, our school year has ended.
Yes.
Wow, it's summer vacation time.
All right. We're going to stop.
We don't get a vacation.
No.
That wasn't in my contract.
No, I didn't say anything about vacations.
No.
In fact, we tried to take a vacation and we both failed to do so.
We did not negotiate this very well.
No. Shitty negotiation. We need better agents, better representation.
Well, folks, if you know an agent and you think that he can help us negotiate with ourselves to take some time off, we encourage you to do so.
It's like there's that. What's that FedEx? Was it a FedEx commercial where the guy's like, the bitch at the FedEx counters? She's like, you're brilliant. You should give yourself a raise because he started his own business. And he steps back and he has a meeting with management in line, and he gives himself a new title but no raise.
America.
Management couldn't make that happen. It's a very exciting week here at AirWreckRadio.
Exciting.
By exciting, I mean we have a bunch of shit to do because we've had a bunch of guests on lately.
Yeah.
And we haven't been doing the news and science and conversational stuff that we like to do normally.
Folks, I've been sitting on a story about baked-ass dolphins for 3 weeks. It's going to knock your socks off.
If your socks are already on.
Yeah.
If your socks are still on, you should probably take them off.
No, have them knocked off. Just don't be standing near anything fragile when it happens.
Make sure you keep your bowl of cereal clear and out of the way.
Yes.
Otherwise, you will have a mess on your hands.
And the floor.
Yeah. All right. Well, this episode of AirWreckRadio is brought to you, as always, by the Hideaway Brewery Studios. Fake radio doing fake reads for real beer.
Tonight's beer is some canned beer.
Some generic commercial canned beer.
It's okay. It's not the best beer in the world. It's not the worst beer.
It's certainly neither of those things, sir.
Nope.
And we have a bevy. A bevy. See, we have
fancy words, Corey.
We have a bevy of things to, what's the word? Communicate to our loyal wreckheads.
And our new wreckheads who aren't loyal yet.
They will be loyal after this show. I can guarantee it.
I hope so.
Oh, I know so. How could you go more than an episode of this show and not be completely addicted to it?
I have an idea.
He's like, I'm done 40.
I have an idea how that could happen.
I'm telling you, I'm serious about the idea of splitting the two ideas up. It's a good idea. We should sit on that. But for now, let's tell the people about our new addition to the AirWreckRadio.com website.
Let's do that.
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
Not a clue.
No.
Nope.
Nothing. We put donate buttons on the website.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can now ask people to give us their money.
No, that's not the plan, Corey.
I thought that was the plan.
No, Corey. The plan is to tell people that we've put a donate button on the website, and while we here at AirWreck Radio would never ask you to give us money, we would like to give you the opportunity to choose to give us money if you so desire. So you can go to AirWreckRadio.com
And give us money.
and fulfill your desire to give us money.
God, there's 2 ways you can give us money
Is there?
on the website, my friend.
Wow.
Wow, I'm telling you, that's how easy I'm making it for you.
Check or cash? No, fuck that. We don't want your checks. Keep that ancient shit.
Make your checks out to cash.
Yeah.
You can click the donate PayPal button at the top and donate via your credit card or bank account with your PayPal.
Very simple and easy to do.
Click paid. I have it set in there that the recommended donation is $1. They can donate as much as they like, but the recommended donation is $1. And I also have a Bitcoin button up there. And there's an RFID barcode at the bottom of the page, on any page, that you can just scan with your smartphone if you'd like to donate via Bitcoin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Folks, while we would never ask you to donate money to us, again, I'd like to remind you that if you have Bitcoins and choose to share them with us, well, we have an opportunity for you to do so.
And I believe at current rate, it's
Don't tell them. They might not know. It's like nothing. So the Bitcoins are worthless. Just if you have them, you can just we'll take care of them.
The recommended donation was $1 in Bitcoins. And the last I checked the market, it was 0.000151515 Bitcoins.
That's not a lot of Bitcoins.
No, that's not a lot of Bitcoin.
That's less than 1 Bitcoin.
It's way less than 1 Bitcoin.
But you can donate up to or even surpassing 1 Bitcoins. You can do it.
You can donate as much as your little anything under 10 grand. I'm going to ask you to keep it under 10 grand.
I feel no such. Like I said, I'm not going to ask them anything. They can do what they please.
No. We need to ask them to keep it under 10 grand. If you want to donate heavily, that's fine. I understand. I like to do those kind of things too. Keep it under 10 grand for tax and
I see. So what you're saying is if they should so choose to donate over 10 grand, then they should hit us up on Twitter
and tell us to take the 10 grand out and let it get it empty. And we'll do it multiple times.
We'll make arrangements to meet in a public place with a briefcase or something. I don't know how these things go down, but
we'll do it on the Bitcoin. We'll do it on the Bitcoin network instead of doing it on the PayPal network. If
you're going to give me 10 grand and 1, I will do anything you want.
And I mean anything.
Yeah. At least negotiate from there.
Oh.
So that's neat.
Whiskey.
A fun reminder for our listeners, while you're deciding to or not to donate to the AirWreck Radio page, just below the donate buttons, you will find a red hot button says listen live. Now, every Monday night, starting between 8 and 8:30-ish, AirWreck Radio records live, and you get
it's our podcast. We'll start it when we want to.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. But you get all of our fun banter without having to wait till Wednesday for the download.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we like our live listeners.
We sure do, because if we can get a couple more live listeners, then maybe we could have live show interaction.
Yeah,
I'd bother to put the chat room on the website, which I haven't bothered to do yet.
I understand.
And and Stace could be there. Hi, people. And he could read off the.
I think you've seen me try to multitask while talking before.
We need an intern. I've almost got one for a podcast.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to lose a listener that way.
I had to turn a listener into it, but whatever. She still listens like 4 times a week. So
sure.
She is all 30,000 of our downloads.
I like it.
She just built a bot.
Keep up the good work.
I'm going to take that as a segue.
Okay.
And do a little NSA nugget that I have.
Ooh.
I said the word bot. She built a little bot. Do you know what simple software Edward Snowden used to steal all these magical classified files?
Copy and paste?
Web crawler.
Web crawler?
Yeah.
Enlighten me, sir. I'm not an internet guru.
It's freeware. It might be $2. It's dirt cheap web bot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anybody. Anybody.
What is it?
Anybody could get this software.
Is this one of these things that like just searches things and files them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He didn't he didn't build his own. He didn't sanction one. He just used a shareware, basically, piece of software that was out there on the net to steal all your files.
Well, that's cool.
Isn't that fun? Thank you, Edward Snowden.
Yeah, thanks for ruining shareware for the rest of us, dick.
Thank you, Edward Snowden, for not only revealing incredible government corruption.
Speaking of Edward Snowden.
But how easy it was to discover incredible government corruption.
Yeah.
And nobody else had done it before.
Well, they have.
Well, not legit.
They've gone through the proper channels.
And guess what happens when you go through the proper channels?
Sit down and shut up.
You step on your neck.
Yeah. So, speaking of Edward Snowden, I
see segues, baby.
I regret to inform you, Corey, that my Kinect has been hooked back up. I'm tired of Grand Theft Auto, so I'm playing Skyrim again.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've ever played Skyrim or any of our listeners have played Skyrim. I'm sure there's some that have, and they will agree with me that going through the menus on Skyrim is the most painful operation ever. You just want to get your shield out because some fucking barbarian's bashing your head. But that's a 4-button press. 2 menus you have to go through. Fuck all that noise. I hooked the Kinect up so I could say things like quick shield. I really am twisted up about this, though, because like I know that
you being watched while you do it.
Yeah, but then I'm like, but I'm not doing anything. I don't got nothing to worry about.
Oh God, is that easy to say? Isn't that easy to say?
Well, it's easy to say when you know it's true.
It's easy to say. For now.
Yeah. No. And I can.
So they're literally watching everything.
Corey, I can unhook it anytime I want, Corey.
For now. For now. That's what I've been actually toiling. I was like back and forth. Well, I'm gonna get rid of my iPhone. I'm gonna get an Android. I'm gonna keep my iPhone because I like the format and all my software. Blah blah blah. What was gonna be the tipping point was the NSA access to the iPhone.
Yeah.
Way more than the droids.
Yeah. Way more direct than the droids.
As I thought about it, it doesn't matter. If you're gonna have one of these. It's
You're doing that visual thing again. Corey is holding up his cell phone and saying one of these.
If you're going to have one of these computers in your pocket, you're going to have to just deal with the fact that they can turn the fucking thing on whenever they want.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. And any computer, if you want to own a computer, you're going to have to understand that somebody out there can just turn it on and all its functions.
Good news
whenever they'd like.
Odds are nobody's looking at you. Why would they be? But that's, you shouldn't really feel compelled to make excuses like that for.
I don't, that does not rock me to sleep at night.
Yeah, no.
That does not make me feel any better.
No, it's not very comforting. Well, they probably aren't looking at me because I'm not doing anything.
What I am doing is so benign, it's ridiculous.
Until they crack down on motherfuckers for not using their turn signals.
Yeah.
They put you in a box over that shit because they run out of other people.
Until podcasting becomes illegal because the algorithm of posting podcasts was copyrighted.
Oh, that's not. I don't believe that's going to happen. And even if it is, it's going to be like when they make that synthetic pot.
That's exactly what happened. Somebody will come up with a better way to do it.
They'll just do it a little differently and call it something different, and then everybody will be able to do it again. That dude that created.
What a cocksucker.
Quote unquote created podcasting.
Dumb mother.
Fuck you, dude. That's like Edison suing because like many companies are making his light bulb. That's probably a terrible analogy.
That was
I'm going to go
terrible
with it.
analogy. Shot me dead in my tracks.
I don't want to think of another one, so that's the one I'm going to stick with.
I think that'd be more like him suing Mother Nature because electricity already existed. The capability of it already existed. But he's the one who harnessed.
You know what it's like? It's like making a thing that everybody's going to use and then being like, you can't use it, I made it. Fuck you, dude. Fuck. Go back to the playground, you little asshole.
And there's limits on copywriting technology anyways. There's time limits for it so that it can't be held onto forever and ever and ever.
That dude's got another algorithm that searches out people talking shit about him so he can personally sue them. He called me an asshole.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know. Your software must not work as well as you think it does, because on my podcast, I believe I called you a cocksucker.
The pretty one told me to go back to the playground.
And I think the other one wants to eat me. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything you want to throw in there? How was your weekend? You want to do that?
Fuck no. You gave me a segue.
Oh, what's the segue?
Jesus.
You seem to be stumbling over
No,
it.
it was a great segue. It's terrific. It was so fucking fancy. And
Is the new segue silence?
And I think he wants to eat me. And I was going to say, hey, you know who else wants to get eaten? Turkeys. Why don't you tell me about the movie you saw?
Oh, there's a nice little segue.
Yeah, you like that? It would have been great.
It would have been great. But we don't do that here. Sip my whiskey. And, so I went to the movies this weekend. I went twice in one day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, did you go and come back and go again? Or?
Yeah, well, I went at 5 o'clock and took my girls to see a kids movie.
Yeah.
We saw Freebirds, the animated feature produced by Scotty Mosher.
Computer animated.
Yes. About turkeys that go back in time to stop Thanksgiving.
A noble cause for turkeys.
And then starts every other Pocahontas John Smith love story ever.
Really?
Pretty much.
Huh.
But it was, there was a lot of funny cue, like, oh, there's ads in the middle of our show.
Yeah, there are.
Oh God, it's terrible. I don't care about T-Mobile.
Live listeners, you can't hear me right now because you're being beat in the face with an ad that isn't paying us any money.
Not a damn thing. It was, I would give it, out of the greatest movies of all time, it didn't make the list.
Okay. Your computer animated Scott Mosier flick about turkeys that travel time is not one of the greatest movies ever.
No, it was not like under Shawshank Redemption.
It's no Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, no, it is no Godfather. No. Certainly is not. Did not make the Clerks level.
Was no Howard the Duck.
Yeah, it was no Howard the Duck. A Princess Bride, it was not.
It had to be a Howard the Duck at least.
It might have been Howard the Duck. I don't know. Howard the Duck was kind of cult classic-y. This is
but all right. Well, I'm pretty sure this one is going to be too. It's just too soon.
No, it's not going to be cult classic-y. It's just going to be a kids movie that people buy, once in a while.
Folks, you heard it here first. Corey says this movie's going to go down in history as a movie that nobody remembers. And I say it's going to be a cult classic.
It was good. The best character in the goddamn thing was George Takei. He was a spaceship named Steve. The time ship named Steve.
Oh my.
They got to let him get his line in at the end. That was pretty cool. I like the fact they let him get his line in. Their little girl was the president's daughter. She was the funniest character because she kept falling asleep. I'm tired now, and fall asleep.
Yeah.
She'd do the kid thing where they would just all of a sudden conk out, but it was really animated.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. And then I dropped the kids off and I went back to see Anchorman 2.
How was that?
Was
it Anchorman 2?
Did you see Anchorman 1?
Yes, I did.
Did you like Anchorman 1?
I enjoyed it pretty well.
Then you will enjoy Anchorman 2 pretty well.
All right. That's exactly what I expected.
Yes. It was chuckles. There were chuckles.
It's a funny movie. I mean, it's a fun...
Silly funny.
Is a movie that's funny 100 times. It's not like one of those comedies that like you see once and then the jokes aren't funny after that.
Yeah, no. It's still funny.
It's still funny.
Yeah. What's his name?
Brick.
That makes no sense no matter what happens.
Best. That dude's the best. Steve Carell should just like make a show called Brick.
The premise of the story is that now Ron's been fired from the local news and he's down and out, and they give him a job on the first 24-hour news station in the big city.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he travels the countryside to acquire his news team.
Is the girl in it?
Yeah, well, in the beginning, the blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his wife.
Oh, all right.
She's in the beginning, and in the middle she's not in it, and in the end she's in it.
Okay.
I don't want to give too much away.
You ruined the movie for me.
I'm telling you. But for the $7, $9 that I spent in admissions and tickets for me and my kids to go to a movie and then me to go to a movie. It was absolutely worth it. I'm trying to remember what the concession cost me. I can't remember what concession cost me.
An arm or a leg.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Both.
I mean, it wasn't.
It's movie theater.
It's not cheap, but it wasn't ridiculous either.
Yeah.
I wasn't unhappy with my experience.
It's not stadium pricing.
I bought a bunch of tokens. It was playing Time Crisis 2.
Good for you.
And the sights on the gun were low, so when he must have dropped it, and it was pointing down, so I compensated.
Weird.
And I was blowing heads off.
Were the girls like pushing you out of the way, being like, "Daddy, we want to play"?
No, this is when I went back by myself.
Oh, I see.
No.
Oh, you went by yourself?
Yeah.
Dude, I have only gone to the movies by myself one time, and it was awesome.
Well, I wasn't by myself. I brought a date.
Oh. That's different than by yourself.
I was playing video games by myself as my date sat there and watched.
I was alone. I was all by myself.
Well, once I compensated, I got through the first life and figured out what was going on, and I compensated. I was blowing fucking heads off. I've been doing this my whole life. The fucking security guards literally were gathering behind me, watching me play this game.
You're like Marty McFly in Back to the Future, too.
Real good shot, man. Guy in the corner. And then I switched. I upgraded. I picked up a shotgun, and you could switch guns by letting off the pedal and firing off to the side. It switched guns. So I switched the shotgun to the machine gun. I was just spraying bullets, just spray and pray style. But it's on the rail shooter, man. You just go like this fast enough, you'll be fine.
I have not played an arcade game.
Oh, I love arcade games. I love it so much.
Fuck forever, man. I mean, I can't even remember the last arcade game I played.
It's so much fun. And then I switched to the shotgun. And the guys were like, "It's just a fucking shotgun." Shotgun equals one shot kill. That's boom.
Fuck.
So I had fun.
Really geeking out on Time Crisis 2, man. I feel good for you, but I just have nothing to contribute.
Terrible graphics. PlayStation 2 style graphics.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's arcade games. You know, they kind of stopped updating those.
Yeah. Why would you? Who gives a shit?
I don't think you would.
They're not going to update consoles anymore soon.
I was going to go clothes shopping yesterday. I was like all pumped up, man, which you got to understand.
Going clothes shopping? Ew.
I don't buy a lot of clothes. Like, I have a real hard time spending money on clothes. I go to the store, I pick out the clothes, and then I put them back.
Wow. That's a family trait. Everybody in your family does that.
Yeah. I talk myself out of spending the money, man, but like...
Your aunt and your cousin do it, and I'm pretty sure I've seen your sister do it too.
I specifically right now have money for clothes, so like, I'm going to go and do it. I'm going
got
to
his
go
Oprah
buy
money.
Things.
I'm waiting on my Oprah money.
Yeah, man, that donate button was a great idea, man. I'm going to go buy some clothes and shit. I'm going to buy a hat and a shirt to go with it.
$4 jeans, a $3 shirt, a $2 tie.
Goodwill dumpster, here I come. So I was gonna go to the mall. I was gonna go and have a good ass day of shopping, and then while I was eating my breakfast, my sister called me, and somebody broke into my mom's house where nobody lives. It's my mom owns is saddled with a duplex that she had tried to buy once. Somebody broke in and stole all the copper out of the walls. They took the doors right off the hinges and stole the brass from they took the deadbolts.
Oh yeah. Anything metal, man, it's gone.
They pulled down the walls and pulled out the plumbing.
all of it.
Smashed all the toilets. They did the job.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I spent Sunday instead boarding up a house in the city. Which
I've done it a lot. They're going to send you a notice. Did you paint the plywood a certain color?
No.
Okay, it's got to be brown, and they're going to send you a notice in the mail or stick it to the building that tells you that you have to paint it brown.
Whatever. It's currently
just to tell you.
No, sure. Code. Yeah, no. That's
white is for burnouts, brown is for empty
racist,
and closed. Man. And there's a red one too, but I don't remember what it's for.
The moral of the story is more that, like, between the city and the bank, they're encouraging the growth of a crack house here. Because my mom's hands are completely tied. There's nothing she can do. It's not her house. But the bank said, we're taking it back. And she said, okay. And then they never came and got it. It's the dumbest fucking thing. Like, they're sitting on the paperwork while she's building up all these liabilities. And the city is like a bunch of dick hats about it,
Eventually they'll tear it the fuck down.
Well, then fucking do that.
She'll still be liable for it.
What?
I know, but
it's
that's
a fucking
the way
wreck. It's a wreck of a situation.
Welcome to the housing market crisis. That's part of it.
It's such a silly way to deal with things.
That's a lot of the crisis, was that people were sitting in houses they couldn't get rid of because the banks weren't willing to accept the delivery of them. The banks weren't willing to take them over because then they got to cut the grass and make sure that it's boarded up. They got to pay somebody to maintain the property.
Yeah.
So they're not willing, and knowing that houses aren't selling, banks aren't willing to take the houses back.
So, hey, banks, how about you just let people stay in their houses because they would have upkept them?
And probably eventually gotten around to paying you.
Right. I mean, we got to fucking threaten people with foreclosures and then never foreclose? Fuck you. That's dirty. That's dirty, disgusting. That's gross, man. Yeah. That's a gross thing that's going on. And it really put a fucking damper on my Sunday, man, because, that's a shitty way to have to spend a Sunday. Going and getting plywood and shit and boarding up the house your mom's saddled with. So, we did that. I spent most of the day doing that instead of going to the mall. I got home, and around 6 o'clock, I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to the mall. Dinner's done. Everything's done. I'm going to go to the mall. So, So I stopped at the bar on the way to the mall.
Well, what bar did you stop at?
Because
the one that we stop at?
No, the one by the dealers. Not the one with the boobs.
Oh, okay. The one across from the boobs?
Yeah.
Okay. The Fin Zone?
Yeah.
The Fin Zone.
Yeah, that place.
Yeah, okay.
I stopped in there and it was empty as shit, man. And I was just gonna have two beers, and be on my way to go. I thought,
shopping buzz.
With my hard time spending money, I thought, I'd have a much easier time spending money with a small buzz.
Yeah.
So, So
the more I drink, the easier it is to spend money. It's amazing.
And I was like, well, if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna play Quick Draw.
Oh yeah.
I buy myself. There's nobody in the bar. I'm gonna play Quick Draw. Huh. So I grab a ticket and I'm like, well, I don't have enough cash. So I walk over to the ATM to get cash out. Isn't there a fucking $20 bill in the ATM?
Nice.
Shit, yeah, nice. So I go and sit down, right? And I pick my numbers and I turn them in, and the card doesn't read and the game passes. No, not my numbers wouldn't have won on that game. She tries it again, doesn't work. She fills out
the card
for me.
That happens.
Reads it. I pick 3 numbers, all 3 of them hit.
Nice, $23.
And then the multiplier hit.
Oh, what'd you get from the multiplier?
7.
Nice!
Yeah. On a free $20 bill.
Nice.
I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah, buddy.
It was a good evening. And then a good
mojo.
I left the bar after my 2 drinks.
And now you definitely got shopping money.
I'm going to go shopping. Mall's closed. It ain't Christmas no more, man. I don't know what time the mall closes on Sunday, but it is way too fucking early.
It's not 9 o'clock.
It sure isn't, Corey. Turns out it sure isn't.
Way earlier than that. Yeah, the mall's open to 10 during the holidays. Any other time of the year, I couldn't tell you what time the mall's open till.
Yeah.
No clue. I couldn't tell you the last time I was in a mall. At all.
Oh, we go frequently.
I hate the mall. I can't stand the mall.
Well, what mall do you go to?
Marketplace for the most part.
There's your problem.
For the most part. What, I'm going to drive to Greece and go to Greece?
Fuck that. No, God.
Well, what mall do you want me to go to?
Eastview?
Get the hell out of here.
I will. I'll get the hell out of here and go right to Eastview.
I'm not driving to fucking Victor.
Go sit out to the side of Pretzel Time and watch all them Pittsford moms' asses. That's fine with me, man.
I'm not going to drive all the way out to Victor to walk around a mall that is way too fucking big.
No, it's not. Well, it is. You know what? Since they had to turn their stupid FYE into Forever 21, that mall's too big now. Because, it used to have a cut-through that I'd, really enjoyed cutting through, but now it's Forever 21. This store
It's a big store, Forever 21. Really?
it's gross.
They made it a Forever 21 FYE?
Yeah.
That was a big store.
Yeah, it was a big store. Now it's a big.
Oh my god, trinket store. Trinkets.
No, it's all clothes, man. It's
I thought they were trinkets.
no, they got clothes and accessories. I think it's Forever 21.
I thought Forever 21. Well, whatever. Why are we discussing this?
I don't know. Would you like to argue about it? I bet we could.
Oh, I know we could.
Because I think it's a silly name, Forever 21. Because it's just, it's not very realistic.
There's 90-year-old women in there shopping thinking they're fly as hell. Ooh, you know what that was right there?
A beer break.
Yeah, that was a sip pause. We're gonna revolutionize that. That's gonna be start of a standard practice in podcasting.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it a sip pause.
When the boys pause, you sip. Oh, I like the dainty ass way you sipped during your sip pause.
Pinky's out,
up, man.
Pinky's out. When in doubt, pinky's out.
Just having the queen's sip.
As long as you don't chew a throat lozenge while you do your podcast, a cough drop.
I'll tell you what, man. You do
Please
your podcast
just
however you
don't
want.
do that.
You do your podcast how you want. We'll do it, but
Just a friendly word of advice: don't eat throat lozenges. Cough drops. That's what.
I know that motherfucker needs our advice too.
I know. While you're making a podcast. Did we beat this subject to death yet? You had a shitty weekend. I had a good weekend.
I did not have a shitty
Well,
weekend.
then you won the lottery.
A shitty thing happened in the weekend, and then my karma balanced out immediately for me.
It's amazing how that
Because
happened.
I am just a fucking... I'm telling you, man.
You were right. When you told me earlier I was going to regret not taking that 10,
Yeah,
you were right.
I know. Here's the thing, man. My mom used up
$20 in cigars, fuckface.
She used up all her good karma having me. And that's, like, great for me, because now I'm walking around with it, but it sucks for her and my sister, man, because, like...
Neither one of them have any good luck.
None for them.
None, zero.
I got it all.
You got... I could spread the wealth, send them all $50, but...
Dude, I literally, like, I don't play a lot of lotto, man. I sat down and I knew my 3 numbers. I knew them. I knew them, and I knew they had to get in.
Quickly. They knew they had to get in quickly. You're stressing them not getting in immediately.
I just fucking...
I like to play quick draw at the bar. I really do. I sit down, I play 3 numbers, 3 or 5, depending on my mood.
Yeah.
And I set myself a limit of $10. I'm willing to pay $10 worth of lottery and lose $10. What's that? 2 beers? I'm willing to lose $10 for passing the time, say. Once I get past that $10 mark of losing, I start to get like real fucking annoyed. Like I get mad that I'm a dime and $15 that now we're getting into serious money here.
I've never...
That's gas and lunch for the day, dude.
I've never not made something on Quick Draw. Like, even if it was like a $7 loss on $21 spent.
I never win anything. Sorry about the smoke.
Oh, it's alright.
I lit my cigar and blew smoke right in Stacy's face for no reason.
Yeah, I know, Corey. I'm sitting right here. I saw it.
But nobody else did.
Fuck them.
In their ear holes? That's what we're doing right now.
No, not in their ear holes. Ugh.
Well, I like the lottery, and I never win anything, ever. All I do is I'm planning on spending this much money to pass my time. Like,
yeah.
I know that I'm playing a game that passes my time for this much money.
Right.
This way I don't feel bad about it. Until I lose more than $10. Then I start getting pissed off.
I felt pretty good about it.
Well, until I win. And then once you win, you're like, woo! That's how gambling works. And then you spend all of that money playing more. Well, not when you hit the 7 times multiplier. Jesus.
Oh, dude, you know what I did? I went to Movies 10 and played Time Crisis for the next 12 hours.
It was only an hour.
Yeah, well, you didn't fucking win the lottery. If you had, it would have been 12 hours. Yo, I'm buying that machine. That machine's $1,000.
For the money,
I'm playing the shit out of that machine right here.
For the money you won, you probably could have bought Movies 10 from Cinemark. They've been like, what? Deal. Here you go. You deal with the kind of customers you get when you offer dirt cheap prices. Here you go.
Yeah.
That's the drawback to the dirt cheap prices of that movie theater.
Yeah.
were the people that were sitting behind me. Now, if you can imagine me stereotypically being angry, you can imagine.
I can imagine this.
Stereotypically, who was sitting behind me in the movie theater, stereotypically pissing me off.
Were they stereotypically talking through the whole movie?
And yes, with their cell phones and kicking the back of my chair. Cell phones lit up because we're texting.
This is why I don't go to the movies. Bunch of rude-ass strangers.
Stereotypical
all
strangers.
around you. You don't know none of them. Fuck. Screw the movies, man.
But that was the one show. The other show, there was nobody in there. I went to a matinee. It was nice and early. There was nobody in there. It was awesome.
For which one?
For the bird.
The
movie.
turkey one?
Yeah. Freebirds.
Yeah.
Scotty Moe's movie. There was nobody in there.
Not even for $2. Nobody was in there.
But there was another couple.
Go and see Freebirds.
It's done. It's like out of the movie theaters. That's why I'm watching it for $2.
Or
I'm in the discount
wait just
multiplex.
a month more and see it on Netflix, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I'm watching it at the discount multiplex. This is for movies that theaters time is over. This is the last step down before we go to Netflix.
They need a sign on that theater that says discount multiplex.
Why is that? Did I come up with a good idea there?
Like
discount multiplex?
Like a liquor store sign that says discount multiplex.
Oh,
that's what I think.
Yeah.
You know what else I think?
Have you ever heard a stand-up comedian do a bit about why every liquor store is a discount liquor store? Every time you say liquor store, it's discount liquor.
I thought we were not going to talk about stand-up comedians.
I know, but I've had that thought enter my head before, and I don't know that it's original. I was wondering if you had heard it before.
Nope.
Maybe it is original. I'm going to write that down.
It is weird that they're all discount.
They're all discount.
Nobody is like retail liquor store. Nobody calls their liquor store that.
Exactly. It's all, Blank Road liquor, discount liquor.
Yeah.
Or Fred's discount liquor. Nobody ever says full price liquor.
Maybe it's like how all the gas stations have signs that say state minimum tobacco.
Well, that's true.
I know, but maybe it's the same thing.
I don't think it's the same thing because what is regulated by the government to be true.
Yeah.
And one of them is a free market kind of thing where the prices are what the prices are. So I don't know that's exactly the best, line up there.
Whatever. I'm 2 for none on analogies tonight. That's fine. That's fine. Folks, stick in there because I'm going to have a bunch more analogies and a story about baked-ass dolphins going to knock your socks off.
I got tons of crap still. Tons of crap.
Corey has tons of crap. If you're into crap by the ton load, stick around. You're going to love it.
I can't wait to talk about the Nye-Ham debate. I really been dying to talk about that on the show.
Okay.
When we do Science Corner. AirWreckRadio Science Corner.
Ooh. Can we call it something else, please?
Anything else. Finish doing what you're doing before I interrupt it.
Go to break.
Greetings, Earth scum. It is I, Dr. P, commander of the Lost Cosmonauts podcast. Listen up. I'm using my superior intellect to hack the planet and tell you about a brand new conglomerate of podcasters from the Rochester, New York area. rockpodcast.com. That's right, rockpodcast.com. They have a huge assortment of free podcasts on the local sauce. You like comedy? They've got that. You like sports talk? They fucking got that shit too. You like family-friendly, safe for your grandma and grandpa howdy-doody type shows? Oh, they got a whole lot of that. They also keep our shit on file. So go on over to rockpodcast.com, subscribe, listen, become a better person. Watch Sour. Out.
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's time for Headline News.
Headline News.
Now, I want to let y'all in on a little secret. It's not really time for Headline News. We don't really have Headline News tonight. We have a whole bunch of article-y things that we read, but it's not really Headline News because we've been sitting on a lot of it for weeks and weeks and weeks. To start things off, the dolphin sock knocker offer.
Is that what you want to do, man?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go there
Yeah,
and just get that out of the way.
clearly you didn't want to do the little setup. No,
I'm sorry. No,
that's cool. I don't give a fuck.
We'll
It was your bit.
We'll get there.
All right.
We'll get there. I promise.
The joke writes itself, so eventually it'll happen.
So, scientists recently observed a couple of dolphins.
What now?
Dolphins.
Porpoise? Is it porpoises?
The puppies of the sea?
Okay, yes.
Porpoises.
One of the other intelligent creatures on this fucking planet. Gotcha.
Yeah.
One of 4 or 5 other intelligent creatures on this planet.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Depends on how you classify intelligence. I think that number is a little broader than 4 or 5.
Okay, the way I consider it.
I mean, there's 7 billion humans, so that's 6 billion intelligent people.
That counts as one species.
Oh, I see.
One species.
Anyway, dolphins. Scientists witnessed dolphins passing a pufferfish.
A what now?
A fangu fish.
Fangu.
You might recognize this fish as being lethally toxic in such video games as
The Simpsons Strike Back. I don't know what
the Hitman series.
Yeah.
In Hitman, you use fangu fish to poison people.
There was The Simpsons about it too, where
Homer got poisoned by the fangu fish. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So it looks like dolphins are getting high on
the toxins from the fangu
fish because they saw them passing this thing back and forth and
they make it puff up so that it lets all the toxins out, and then they swallow it, and then when they're done, they give it to their buddy and swim to the surface.
It's like a fish whippet, basically.
Yeah, they swim to the surface and either stare at their reflection in the water or stare at the moon.
Yeah. Because, that's cool, man.
What are
just
you
looking at stuff. They're
they're stoned and thinking, dude.
Hey,
what are they
man.
thinking about, man?
What's that thing up there?
Up there, man. What
is that?
Where
man?
are we? What are we?
Dude,
who am I?
Are you a talking dolphin?
Yeah, we are all talking, man. They all have their own language, man.
Now,
down to dialects.
The real fun thing in this story is, not just the fact that dolphins are getting high on pufferfish.
Can I do the question?
Please, would you?
How did they witness this, Stacy?
Well, Corey, some enterprising young scientist decided, hey, man, I bet we could watch dolphins a lot better if we made fake turtles with cameras in them. So,
this kid's a genius.
In the sea, there are robot turtles with cameras on them doing the work of science.
Well, it's all in the name of baby killing science.
And in the pursuit of science, we've stumbled upon dolphins getting high in a dolphin back alley.
Thinking about dolphin things. The reason why I consider dolphins intelligent is because they're self-aware. Individually self-aware. They're aware of their presence, their family, their pod. They understand strategy and protection. That's like an elephant. An elephant recognizes itself in the mirror. It can paint a picture of itself.
Isn't that awesome?
Elephants paint pictures of things. They paint pictures of trees and other elephants and flowers.
Yes.
It's amazing. Those are circus animals. I'd like to point that out to you. That those aren't majestic beasts developing their own evolutionary train. On their own evolutionary train.
Those are the ones that we're helping along.
Those are circus animals.
Yeah.
Who are tied to things and shoved into tight boxes.
Yeah, but I mean, we're the ones in the jungle don't paint shit. So I mean, sure, they're getting tied to stakes and all that terrible business, but
I always like to see them like the pictures or the videos of the dude in India and the elephants tied with a rope to a stake. Have you ever been to the Seneca Park Zoo? Have you ever seen the elephant sanctuary?
Uh-huh.
It is 16-inch I-beams.
Well, yeah, man.
40 feet in the air.
You can't have an elephant get out.
And I'm still not sure that it could stop all of them. If they all attacked one spot and hit the same beam enough. I'm still not sure that it would win.
I'm not doubting the ability of pachyderms to coordinate. I am doubting their ability to have knowledge of structure and know that if they hit it here hard enough, it'll break like in the movies.
Probably. But cinder blocks would probably actually break a lot easier. Part of their habitat is cinder block. They could probably really just literally run through that.
Well, if we just keep the pufferfish away from the elephants, I don't think we'll have a problem.
It's the stoned elephant theory. All right.
They won't ever think of it.
But there you go, man. They say the stoned ape theory, right? You've heard of the stoned ape theory?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yes.
Where there's the possibility that the apes came down from the trees and experimented with the ground food and found psychotropics. And that kick-started the evolution.
They
Theory.
ate mushrooms and...
Theory.
Yeah.
Loose theory. I'm not sure that I believe it, but I'm not sure that I disbelieve it. I mean, cool. But now we see dolphins, who I consider, and many other people consider, an intelligent species, experimenting with drugs, psychotropics. Probably. I imagine that it's a hallucinogenic effect. It's a toxin. They usually are.
I mean, that's all right. I'm not. I'll buy that as like as your point of argument. But I'm saying that's kind of a leap. But okay.
What if the elephants did find the mushrooms?
Oh, why wouldn't they? Pigs do.
Eat the fucking mushrooms, get stoned. Think about yourself. Paint a picture.
Yeah.
Tell your kids. Develop a language.
Why haven't they done it yet? You should lead the elephants, Corey.
Follow the one with the potato-shaped head. He will bring us to our future.
The little one seems aggravated. Follow him.
And the tools argument is they haven't developed to use tools is kind of moot because they've developed to not need tools for their environment.
Yeah.
Elephants' tools are their giant tusks and long snout, nose, the trunk. And their sheer size. Nothing fucks with elephants. It takes entire packs of
packs of things fuck with elephants. Exactly. They do it all right.
The fuck does dolphins need tools for? They're to adapt for the oceans.
Well, they
need pufferfish, apparently.
Using tools in the ocean is it's not something that develops when like streamlining your body is something that's super important.
And that's what they did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, though,
we develop tools because that's what our limitations required, was for us to develop tools. That doesn't necessarily indicate intelligent species.
Oh, yeah, man. We'd have been getting eaten by big cats all day long if
we had to become the predator. Yeah. So we had to learn how to become the predator.
Yeah.
And we did it astoundingly.
Yeah, with shoulder lasers and weird arm bombs like the Predator. So, here's the question. If we're being shown evidence that dolphins are getting high.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's being shown that SeaWorld is an acceptable prison colony for marine life.
I don't see that I agree with that.
Are they about to legislate? They're gonna pass a law that makes dolphins getting high on fangu fish illegal, and then places like SeaWorld will pop up all over the country to keep the criminal dolphins in cages because they got high on fangu fish.
Well, it'd be a great answer for the private prison industry that's about to lose all
That's
the
what they do. I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, well, we can't keep people in here anymore over this shit. We better get dolphins.
They're the next step down on the
I saw some getting high with my robot turtle.
With my robot turtle.
How'd you think of a robot turtle?
That's amazing, dude. This kid's great. I hope he was a U of R grad, because they usually are.
How did this cat come up with the idea of a robot turtle? Like,
and the dolphin was like, yo, man, is that a robot turtle?
And they don't have just like one robot turtle with a camera. Like
they don't know what a robot is, so there's like, is that a turtle?
I wonder what the
fuck is that? It's not a turtle.
You think like girl turtles are like all rubbing up on it? He just doesn't quit. He's a robot. He's like a machine.
It doesn't quite smell right. It smells a little bit like WD-40, but what would you prefer? 50 weight? Would that have made the joke better?
No. I would like to know what the permissiary, like how do you get permission to launch robot camera turtles into the ocean? Is there?
It's the ocean, dude.
I don't get to do that.
What? I don't know the answer to your question. I don't think there should be. I think you should pretty much be able to launch your robot turtles.
What if they have missiles instead of cameras?
Hey, listen, that's exactly my point. The major corporations dump all their waste. We put all our garbage in the fucking thing, and there's tons of giant pieces of metal filled with explosives and the capability of destroying every living thing on the planet.
We must be talking about Sochi Harbor.
Yeah, Sochi Harbor. Let the dude release his fucking turtles, okay? If I want to piss in the ocean, I'm going to piss in the ocean. His robot turtles are a drop to our human influence in the fucking ocean.
I wasn't saying don't release the turtles. I'm only voicing a curiosity.
Did I get fired up on something stupid?
Yes, you sure did. I even gave you a segue to get on to the next story.
Sorry, I got stuck on it.
This fucking son of a bitch.
Sorry.
Yell about shit.
Do you want to give it to me again and I'll do it again? I'll try.
You must be talking about Sochi Harbor.
No, I'm not talking about Sochi Harbor because I heard that place is fucking trashed.
Oh, you heard that, but whatever, man. It's fucking Sochi. I wasn't going there before. I'm not going there now.
Well, lots of people are because they have the Olympics.
And you're not going for the culture. You're going for the Olympics.
No, but I would like it in a hotel room with running water and locking doors.
Well,
the hotels aren't finished.
I'll tell you what.
It's not like they found out last week that the Olympics were coming.
But you're holding them to a standard that there's no law saying they need to be held to.
You're correct, but since when do people... You're like, that's a strange argument for you to make. Since when do you feel that there should be a law for people to be held to doing what should be done?
All the Olympic venues look nice. The part that matters is all there.
The parts that are on TV are all there except for the people. Not a lot of... I was watching some big events, and there are not a lot of fucking people. I watched the U.S.-Russia couples figure skating events.
That shit is awesome.
This is one of the big events of the...
Yeah.
Fucking place is not full. The arena?
Yeah, no.
No. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go to Russia. Did you want to go to Russia? I didn't want to go to Russia.
Yeah.
Fuck no. They don't have enough pillows. They literally have asked the people of the town of Sochi to give up any pillows that they have.
Is it?
It's true. It's true.
It's so awesome.
They don't. The hotels aren't finished. They don't have locking doors. Some of them don't have running water. There's not enough hotels to hold the people. There's not enough taxis or cabs or shuttles to get people to and from venues.
I'm just listen now.
The Olympic Committee made a fucking mistake putting this place into Sochi, and one of the barokest fucking countries on the planet, whose whole job is to literally just hold it together long enough to stay alive.
All right, listen, you Russians. For just a couple of weeks, no euthanizing dogs. Not out in the street anyway. Put a little tent up around them or something.
And all this gabbing about the gays and the propaganda is all horse shit. Horse shit. Because A, how do you reconcile having a figure skating team and not allowing gay propaganda? And B, there's all sorts of lesbians and gays, athletes showing their gay pride all over these frigging games. And Russia's not doing shit about it.
Of course they're not.
You know why? What you don't want to do?
Yeah.
Fuck up the Olympics.
No, you fucking hold your tongue. You're hosting the Olympics.
On the world stage.
And I'll say, on the cameras for the Olympic Games themselves, Russia has done a very nice job of the events look all just as nice as they would anywhere else. All the event locations look just...
They're darker. I'm going to tell you right now, if you look side to side from 4 years ago's Winter Olympics, the inside sports, versus the inside sports now, they're darker. They have a lower level of light in the arenas. They can't afford electricity.
I don't believe that at all.
I don't think they produce it enough. Or is there a big cultural difference? Do they not like as much light in Russia, so it's just a big thing with it?
I mean, it's, Russia's like...
I heard there's a light bulb shortage in the bedrooms and stuff. The people are shipping light bulbs from back here over there to replace them, but the only thing that work are incandescent bulbs. Good luck.
I'm not saying it's like the greatest place on the planet, and
It was a dump. We couldn't hail these things in China again. Come on. I would have been fine with that.
No, you gotta pass it around, man.
No, fuck that. There's only 3 competitors, right?
No, man, you can't not pass it to your dumpy cousin just because, like,
All right,
his
maybe
hand's
you're right.
dirty,
Maybe
man.
you're
You
right.
gotta pass it around.
I got in this argument with some guy at one of the bars that I go to that I only really give a fuck about the big 3 or 4.
I love arguing with people at bars. Fuck that.
I only care about America, Russia, China, and sometimes Canada. I only care about the big 3 or 4 medal winners.
Your homeland is your why of countries?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes
U.S.,
maybe.
Russia, China, and sometimes Canada.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. But they're like the 4th guy in the running for the medals. The winner of fucking Olympics is their game. That's what they
I'm saying.
do. There's one thing I care a fuck about. I don't give a fuck about the Finland-Chile hockey game.
Nope.
I could care less.
Nope.
And this guy was like, "Oh, no, you want all the competition? You don't want it to be edited or localized or."
No, man, you want that. That's okay.
Do you understand? There's over 200 fucking countries represented at the Olympics.
Yeah.
You want to watch every game on every sport? You don't
have enough time.
You don't possess the quantum ability to exist in enough spaces and time.
I mean, if you wanted to spend a month watching nothing but
recorded
Olympic things, you could do that. But, I mean, come on, man.
Never happened.
Why you want to watch the guys that didn't medal at all? Unless they're the U.S., then of course we know obviously why you want to watch them.
Wait, I care about the U.S.
It's your job.
Russia, Canada, sometimes Russia, China, sometimes Canada. They're the big medalists and they're the big powers.
You said you watched figure skating. Which figure skating did you watch?
I watched the Russians.
Was it couples?
Couples, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The free dance?
No, it was.
Was it
long,
last night?
It was the long. No.
No.
It was a couple days ago, and it was the long format, long program. I think they call it.
Okay. All right. Don't they
the main event? The big the blue ribbon thing.
Yeah.
The blue ribbon figure skating event.
Doesn't that shit blow your fucking mind?
The athleticism.
What these people are doing
the
on
athleticism
ice is
amazing.
It's fucking nuts.
And all the guys sitting at the bar were like, "This is stupid. We gotta watch stupid figure skating.
That's
and
dumb.
The hockey's at 1 a.m. This is gay."
You're watching.
First off, this Russian bitch is smoking. Fine. Second of all,
and you can see her butt.
You can see her butt and her puss
a little bit
from
sometimes. Yeah.
And second of all, the athleticism involved in this is amazing. Do you not understand? Like how hard this would be to do?
Did you see anybody do that fucking thing where like the chick stands her skate on the dude's thigh and he like holds her and she arches her back up?
Yes,
that shit is crazy. I can't do that.
They do this thing where both of them come around the curve and they do like the triple. I don't know what they're called.
The super duper.
Where they jump in the air and they do 3 rotations and come down.
The people's elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do it 3 times in a row in perfect unison.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
There was 9 rotation. Think of how many times these people spin in a circle and don't get dizzy. Just wrap your head around that for a second.
I did. I literally tried to count it for a second, then I was like, wait, I didn't see this event.
How many times do figure skaters spin in a circle and don't get dizzy?
Yeah.
Their center of balance must be amazing.
I mean, and fast, man. With some torque they get up there. It's nuts. What else did you watch any of the other events?
I watched girls hockey a couple of games now.
It's women's hockey.
Yeah, women's hockey. I'm sorry. Wow, what a sexist.
A little bit.
A little misogyny right there for you folks on the AirWreckRadio show. Little good old homemade sexism. There you go.
Who played?
The 2 games I watched, the more interesting one was Finland, Canada.
Yeah.
Because it was like 0-0 for most of the game, but I didn't catch the end of it.
So, No word on who won that one, huh?
No idea.
How was it?
It was fucking girls
Technical,
hockey,
huh?
or women's hockey. It's fucking cool. No, not technical. They're violent sons of bitches. They were throwing punches and body checks.
It's like a roller derby
actually,
on ice.
Their techniques, their technical.
Techniques?
I don't know what word I'm looking for.
Okay.
Was a little like they kept using this term that they're using the boards to move the puck. What I saw was that they would make a pass and miss it, and it would hit the board and move and hit the corner and circle around. I saw a lot of missed passes and missed shots. Girls were okay. There'd be 3 people in front of the net. One of them was the goalie looking at the person with the puck.
Yeah.
And they take the shot. And it hit the goalie in the chest. And the goalie would just drop on it and pick it up. I got a puck. Like, why did you take that shot? Clearly it can't be made. There's a bunch of shit happening and the goalie's looking at it.
You're right there. It's the Olympics.
So you double back and you pass it to somebody else and you try to make a play.
Nah, fuck that. I'm making the shot.
But it was
what if you make the shot?
It was the exact opposite of women's basketball, where it's all technique and no aggression, no hoop skills, as it were.
I've never really watched women's basketball.
You and nobody else.
I've never really watched men's basketball either. I'm not a basketball fan.
I'll tell you, you've probably seen more men's basketball than you have women's. Just standing in bars.
Yeah, just standing in bars, sure.
There's a reason.
I saw last night. I watched the women's downhill freestyle snowboarding. Man, that shit is fucking cool. It's so cool that snowboarding, a sport that
Did you know? Oh, sorry, go on.
It got invented. I remember when snowboarding got invented, and I remember when the X Games got invented.
I remember the X Games, yeah.
And then I remember that the Olympics
Original.
started adopting X Games sports,
you couldn't deny them.
Downhill freestyle. You couldn't. Man, that shit is exciting, and you can't say that it's not as exciting.
It's a good way to get people to watch the fucking Olympics.
Well, no, fuck viewership.
Not fuck viewership. That's very important.
It sure is. Okay, fine, but you don't have to use that because you just can't deny that it's as athletic as skiing. You just can't. You can't be like skiing's a sport, but snowboarding's not. That's retarded.
No, that's
How
ridiculous.
could you justify that?
That's ridiculous.
Right.
You know what's stupid? I watched some women's long jumping where they come down the ramp and they turn.
Oh,
into
the
like
ski
a flat
jump.
Thing.
Yeah.
First off, that's new. Women's is new.
Yeah.
Why?
I know,
they're stupid.
They're generally lighter. You would think they would go farther.
And they've got tracks in the ice, it's not down a hill or anything. And there's
it's down like a
square tracks where you're you couldn't possibly have your ski possibly waver and you fall over.
Well, you could, but you'd fucking detonate your whole leg.
I mean, your knee would have to explode for to actually happen.
Right.
It wouldn't. Your knee wouldn't explode because you fell. Your knee would explode and then you would fall. That's the only way it would happen. You're locked into tracks
going 87 miles an hour. Yeah,
no question. But you're not going to tip. You're secure in the thing.
No, I'm not going to
take some of the day.
Hold on. A quick correction.
They didn't used to use those tracks.
A quick correction. I'm not going to tip because you won't get my ass on skis going 87 miles an hour.
You won't get my fat white ass on skis.
No, snowboard. I'll snowboard.
I would attempt it. That would be something I'd be willing to try. I've tried skiing before, and I hated it.
I've tried
but
both.
I would try snowboarding.
I've tried both, hated skiing, enjoyed snowboarding.
I've heard that exact story a million times. That's why I would think about it. But I'm fat and white and out of shape. I don't know that I want to do that.
There's a way to be fat and white and in shape. The shape of a sphere.
They didn't used to have the fucking tracks, man. They didn't used to have those built-in squaresy things.
No, probably not.
No, they didn't. They were a flat thing. You could totally wipe it. It was great. You'd see their legs waving as they were going over.
Could you totally wipe it and be like, whoa.
Are those dolphins stoned, man?
Yeah, man. I got a turtle over there. Let's go see what else is on the turtle.
It looks like something about a debate between a guy with thought, evidence, organization, facts and figures versus a guy with a book in a museum.
Let's watch that, man.
So I couldn't hold character.
Nope.
I can't do it. So cool. Hi, how's it going?
What do you want to do about it?
All right. I watched the Bill Nye versus Ken Ham debate on the YouTube.
Now, I know who Bill Nye is.
Okay, that's a great point I'd like to make.
But
Thank you for making a point for me.
I don't know who Ken Ham is.
Ken Ham is the Bill Nye of the Creationists Society.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Okay, the fact that I have to describe him as the Bill Nye shows you the different level of recognizability these faces have. All right.
What the fuck? He's the Cadillac of the matchbook industry. What the fuck does that mean?
That's what I said. He's like the science guy for creation science. I know it hurts to say.
All right.
I know it hurts to say.
Now, listeners, a quick briefing.
Real quick. This is a good idea.
Corey and I are, I think, both not creationists.
Right?
No, we could agree on that.
I'm pretty safe. It's pretty safe to say we're not creationists.
Okay. Now, there was this debate, and I intend to watch it too, but I haven't watched it yet. So, Corey, would you please tell me all about this quote-unquote debate between a real scientist and some wahoo?
Like I knew that I was gonna watch this. I didn't stumble on the idea. I knew when I was going home.
Yeah, you set
I had
out
some
looking
time. I got some beers. I got my whatevers and some food. And I settled in at my computer to watch a 2-hour and 45-minute video.
When you how many letters into your Google search did you have to get on Bill Nye debate before it stopped being porn on your auto search?
Oh, it didn't start with the letter X, so I didn't.
Oh, all right.
All my porn websites start with the letter X. And I use Chrome, so I search by typing in the address bar what I want to see, and then Google the Great Overlord shows me what I want to see, unless it's Expedia.com.
Thanks, Google Overlords. We appreciate it.
For the callback to a previous episode. All right.
So, the debate.
I settled in to watch a 2-hour and 45-minute video on YouTube on my TV, on my 19-inch computer monitor here.
It's on YouTube? I think I have YouTube on TV devices. That's cool.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. And I really tried to go into this objective. So objective, like I went to the...
Well, all right.
I tried. I'm not...
How objective could you possibly...
Clearly, I'm seated firmly in the evolution theory side of this aisle.
Yeah, that's our number one favorite cover band, Evolution Theory.
Yeah. Clearly, I'm firmly planted with my screaming red potato head on this side of the aisle.
Yes.
And I really don't have too much patience for the other people on the other side of the aisle.
So you went into this solidly evolution.
But as I really want to hear what this guy has to say. I'm willing to listen to his evidence.
And are you ready to tell me now why I should be a creationist?
Yes. So much willing so that I went to their YouTube, I can't even remember the name of the museum, but he runs a museum on creation theory.
And over here is a bunch of fake bullshit.
Where they built 1% of the ark. I'll get to it. Hold on.
And if you look over here, you'll see some more fake bullshit.
All right, I'll get to it. Hold on. They hosted it there at that. Like Bill and I went to his house.
Yeah.
Right.
Whose house?
Ken Ham. They went to his museum.
Okay.
And held it in the conference hall of his museum.
Yes. That's good. Bill
and I was like, "Yeah, I'll come to you."
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Come on.
God, Bill Nye is a fucking science badass. High five him, man.
I want to point out that Bill Nye only has his bachelor's degree in engineering
Don't
sciences.
care.
I didn't know that his credentials are not stellar, but this is a man who brought science to the people. Literally, he was a Martin Luther figure of science. He taught a generation of kids, and you're looking at one of them.
Whoa. I thought Ken Ham was the Martin Luther of science. Now you're confusing me.
I'm trying to be confusing now.
So how did the debate go? I'm dying to know, Corey.
Ken Ham won the coin toss and elected to go first.
I can't believe that. All right, so how did he come out of the gate?
He elected to go first. He went first. In his house,
was it
he went
like
first.
Question or answer?
The setup was that they had X amount of minutes in the beginning, 2-3 minutes, to make their claim. The question that was up
to
for
present
debate.
A thesis.
The question that was up for debate was: does Ken Ham's theory of creation hold water in a modern scientific era?
That was the question.
Yeah. Does the creation theory hold scientific water in the modern scientific era?
Okay.
Is it,
Somebody typed that and didn't end it with a no? That's weird. They must have had to redact that.
Just a little black spot over the no.
Yeah.
He kept handing it to the editor. The editor's like, dude, I told you to delete the word no, period, behind it. He's like, okay, boss, I'll do it. Here it is. You still didn't delete it.
I tried, boss, but my computer just couldn't do anything that stupid.
All right.
I'm not against creation. I want to be very clear real quick. I'm not against creation theory. I just, I think I have a deeper idea of what it might be than just 6,000 years ago, God made everything.
I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to it all, sir.
All right. Okay, drive the bus then. Please.
It starts with and then Ken Ham has his 2-minute, 3-minute opening argument as to why it holds water, and Bill Nye has his 2 to 3 minute rebuttal as to why it doesn't.
Yeah.
And then they each have a half-hour thesis presentation, complete with slides. And then it wraps up. There's a rebuttal for each buddy's. Couple minutes of rebuttal for Ken Ham had a half hour. Bill Nye got a couple minutes rebuttal. Bill Nye got a half hour. Ken Ham got a couple minutes of rebuttal.
Did they ever directly address each other?
A lot. Lot. But in turn fashion. And take turn fashion.
Okay.
They talk to directly to the people's face. And I'll ask you, sir, what makes you a fucking... You know what I mean?
Okay.
But they went, in time. And then there was a Q&A at the end.
I've got to watch this.
It's great.
I have got to watch this.
Okay. And Ken Ham is an Australian. And he's very soothing to hear. He's got that soothing Aussie voice.
Yeah.
And he's well-spoken and eloquent. Uses the right words to make people feel like what he's saying is substance.
We should listen to him more.
Bill Nye fucking trounced him.
Well, all right. What I mean,
trounced him.
Objectively trounced him?
No.
Or did actually?
No, because there's no way to be objective in this argument. There's no way. Because the creationists totally feel that Ken Ham trounced Bill Nye.
On what
it's
ground?
Hard. It's impossible to win when your opponent has arguments like, "You weren't there," could have been God.
It's not really.
You weren't there, but there's a book that tells you what happened. And arguments like, there's 6 or 7 other people with MD or PhD or whatever behind their name that did important things in science. Guy who developed the MRI, I guess, and somebody that's got something in space, whatever. that believe in creationist science.
There's a book that tells me that if I go to platform 9 3/4, my ass is going to magic school. And I don't believe that book either. So, I mean, I don't think that saying that it's in a book makes it true is really a strong argument. But continue.
And then, like, every time he brought up the book, Bill Nye would be like, the English translation of an ancient book.
Yeah.
That's what he would say. Like, every
4,000
time.
years old.
You're taking the... I mean, and these guys are literal word.
Yeah.
Literal 6,000 years old.
Yeah.
The way they get that number is they trace the lineage, and that's in the Bible, and it tells you how old people lived. So they're able to math, 300 years, another 600 years, another...
They're not that literal, or they'd be killing people with holes in their clothes.
Oh. But 6,000 years, God made the earth, 6 days, knocked it out of the park, bing, bang, boom.
Yeah.
Eve's made of the rib, bada, 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 the snake, right onto the Noah's Ark.
Mm-hmm.
The boat. And the Noah's Ark was great, right?
Did they talk about that?
No, did they talk about that? Okay.
Did at any point Ken Ham say, I know it's a stupid fucking story, but...
No.
That I can't... I don't care what he said.
Literal, word for word, it happened.
Now, he actually built a boat that held all the animals and all...
Like when he said Noah and his 8 family members that built the 500-foot wooden boat that's known as the Ark.
Yeah.
He said that it's a family of people with no shipbuilding experience. Because you would expect people that lived inland 6,000 years ago or whatever it was.
Right, they would probably not be great boat builders.
Probably not be the greatest boat builders.
Well, God made them great boat builders.
Well, that's can't happen. You don't know that they weren't great boat builders, Bill Nye. You weren't there. You don't know. Could have been God. Okay. And the reason that he didn't need 2 of every animal on the planet is because God didn't have Noah save all the animals on the planet. He saved them. Back then, there weren't as many animals. There were kinds. Like, for example, there wasn't the thousands of species of wolves and dogs and coyotes that there are now. There was the wolf, the original wolf. And then after the flood, after the wolf got off the boat, they created all the subspecies of wolves and dogs and coyotes.
That's an interesting... Was that his argument?
That's Ken Ham's argument of how they got all the animals on the boat. Is they didn't get all the animals, they got all the kinds, which are the animal ancestors.
That's a pretty...
They're willing to adopt evolution in the grounds that God made a model and things spawned from there.
That's a pretty reasonable...
This is like where they did the best they could.
That's at least an interesting counterpoint.
This is where they did the best they could. That's why I wanted to bring it up. This is where they the best science argument there was. And then Bill Nye brought up the fact that all these years ago, these inexperienced shipbuilders built a wooden boat so big
in a land where nobody knew how to build a fucking boat. These inexperienced shipbuilders
built a 500
boat so fucking big. It held all the kinds of animals who would later evolve into all the different kinds of animals. Fucking people believe that shit, man.
And here, this is where like some of the best arguments are. And Bill Nye was like, listen, the greatest shipbuilders in England in the 1800s and the early 1900s couldn't build a boat that big. And he named the boat that they tried that was much shorter than the 500-foot arc.
Well,
I don't have the information.
Was different back then because of the way expansion works. Obviously it was a smaller foot. Duh. They were smaller people, had smaller feet, Corey. That's creation. God did that.
And the boat didn't work. It was so long that it would flex left and right, up and down, and twist. So much so that the wood would just gap in different areas and let water in. Eventually it sunk. Because he had the numbers in the name. Because that's an interesting thing that Bill Nye, he stopped on the side of the road supposedly and picked up a rock that had a fossil in it. Apparently, where the town is rich with fossils. These little, microorganism fossils, that big.
Yeah, sure. How big is that big for
that
the
big.
people that can't see?
About when
About
you
yay
hold your
big?
thumb and your finger together.
We're looking at about an
like a
inch.
distance. But you know what that means.
Or as Corey would say, 10 dicks.
Yeah, at least 17 is mine. And he holds it up and says, "Oh, fossil." And then he, shows pictures of the Grand Canyon with the different layers, with the different animal layers in between.
Yeah.
And zero crossing in between the layers. There's no kind of like an animal trying to dig themselves out of a fucking flood or anything.
Right.
If God made the Grand Canyon, and there was a bunch of animals in the Grand Canyon, when the flood came, that's what explains all the fossils that are in the Grand Canyon?
No, Corey.
Why aren't there any on different levels? They're
tell you-
all in
hold on.
different levels.
Hold on, man.
This is
Hold
my
on.
point.
Hold on.
I
you're-
never finished the arc thing.
You're not really picking up, though, that, like, the devil put those there
Oh, they confuse you. That's right.
to make you question things.
I finished the boat thing. Well, they have evidence in another place that shipbuilders use a triple layered wood surface to reinforce a hull of a
Triple
wood
layered
ship,
for her protection.
of a wood ship that big, and then they have built in their museum.
Who's they?
Ken Ham and his creationists.
Ken Ham and his creation.
Some pig.
Tonight only, Kent Ham and the creationists.
Bill Nye beats up on some fucking Bible pig.
Performing their hit, The Animals Go Marching 2 by 2.
And they've recreated 1% of the ark with a triple wood hull that would resist that kind of flexing, supposedly.
Well, that's more than you've made.
Oh, that's definitely more.
You know what?
That's why I said this was their best argument. Was the arc argument?
I'm going to go one step further.
They did very well with that.
I bet that's more of the arc than Bill Nye's made.
I agree.
I bet he has no experience in arc building.
Zero.
And doesn't know what he's talking
And he's
about.
made 0% of an arc. I'm sure. I don't say that he doesn't know anything what he's talking about. I'm just saying he's made 0% of an arc. You're right.
Of course, all the animals evolved in 6,000 years. Duh.
Duh. Clear. That was easy.
So I guess what you're telling me is that
That's where I was.
you didn't get turned to creationism.
I
I feel like we're beating up creationism a little bit tonight, and I feel bad about it because there's like no creationist here that we can see the bruises on.
If there was a creationist here, we'd have killed them.
No,
by
we
now.
wouldn't have.
In this argument,
No.
I would have. I would be done. I lost my patience in the middle of this. I lost my patience in the middle of this. I really did.
Yeah.
Every time he said, Bill, there's a book that already told us what happened. I was like,
Well, you have to know going into it that that's going to be his argument.
you can't argue against magic.
No, you can't.
You just can't argue magic.
That's kind of the thing that makes magic so alluring, is that you just can't beat it. you just can't.
It's the coolest shit ever.
It must be. They told me it was.
And the wrap of the debate was a Q&A, and the very final question was to both of them, and it was, what, if anything, would ever make you change your mind? And Ken Ham was first to answer, and he was like, nothing.
And
the
then
Lord God has told us in His book that this is what happened, and we have all these facts to prove it with our 6 scientists and our 1% of our arc and our Bible and our backward logic. We have all this evidence.
And then Bill Nye was like, "Well, you give me some pussy, I'll say whatever you want."
And then when they asked Bill Nye was like, evidence. If you could go in and find the rock layers, the fossil layers, and find one fossil that's in between the layers trying to send,
That sounds like he's talking about pussy.
not only will you change his mind, you'll be a rock star
He wants to
because you'll
put-
change all of science as we know it.
Bill Nye wants to put his fossil between some layers, if you know what he's talking about.
So the whole debate boiled down to what'll make you change your mind, if anything. God, nothing. Science, evidence.
What if, you know what would have been a more inspired argument for Kent Ham to say,
Ken. You're putting a T at the end of it that's not there.
It's because he bears a cross, Corey.
Okay, Stace.
You know what?
All right.
You know what would be a good argument for him to
Ducks
say?
do smoke quack.
Yes. If you asked me and I was him, what would change your mind? I wouldn't say nothing. I would say, well, if God came and told me that evolution is actually what happened, then I would believe that. I guess would be what I would think that Kent Ham would say. But, whatever. So 2.5 hours, how far in did you get?
Oh, I watched every minute of it.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry. I thought
I watched it on their YouTube channel. I watched the shitty commercial that he ran for his museum. Come on down, kids get in free. Oh my God!
Wait,
If me and my kids happen to stumble into your building,
you'll burst into flames.
I would tell my kids to cover their eyes and run screaming into the streets.
Daddy's got to let a demon out, kids.
This is not the place for us.
Go eat in the candy van.
And my oldest would be like, no, this is the place for me. And I'd be like, listen, you want to survive.
Flame on!
No, this is the place for me. No, it's not. Yes, it is. You'll find out in your own time. But for now, I'm not dealing with it. Let's go. Oh, my God. So that was, I mean, like,
Oh, my science.
Oh, my science. I've been dying to talk about that.
Do you feel better now?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. You want something that's going to make you feel also better?
Is it besides the fact that I have to pee?
No. Nope. It's really pretty much ignoring that fact and plugging right along.
All right.
Science has regaled us with yet another marvel.
Ooh, a marvel.
Have you
Comic
heard?
Books?
No. Nope.
Yeah.
Science. Real science.
Wrong show.
Not science fiction. Real science. Have you heard of Rosetta? Not like the language.
The learning software? No.
No. Different.
There's a
satellite.
I know there's a European satellite.
It's not a satellite actually. It's like an orbiter / probe.
It's a European, right? Piece of space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Future space garbage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think we've just named this show.
Future space garbage.
Yes.
Euro trash satellites. I like this.
I like this one. So this is Corey, this mission should blow your fucking mind.
All right. I'm still recovering from the creationist debate, so
a quick side
very
note.
tender. Should be easy to blow.
While NASA uses a lot of nuclear power on their satellites, on their probes, and their various space apparatus,
it's not dangerous in space. And it lasts for a long time. It's a lot of energy.
Yeah. The European Space Agency uses all solar power.
Huh.
Just an interesting aside.
I wonder how that works. If you put this thing off the planet,
where there's all kinds of sunlight,
where the sun is with the light,
like all the time.
There's no
nighttime in space.
How does solar panels work? Extremely efficiently? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in space, yeah. I mean, they're still fragile.
Well, yeah. If you got a couple meteors bounce off the goddamn things, meteorites bounce off the damn things, you're probably going to have an energy loss. And you probably lose so much percentage of your surface before you can't function anymore.
Probably.
Where a nuclear powered device would actually have to lose the device, the center core, before it would lose power.
Or anything between the core and its
the connection
power meters.
Yeah, the connection.
Yeah. That was an aside. So, 10 years ago,
that was a good aside.
Listen, man, hang in there. This one is fucking crazy.
I'm there. I'm with you.
10 years ago, they launched this thing into space, right? This probe. They put it in space, and they sent it on this crazy ass trajectory.
Whoa! It was solar powered 10 years ago?
Yeah.
All right. That's its own aside. Go on. Trajectories and things. Got it.
10 years ago, they put this thing. This thing is 16-year-old technology because it was, it took 6 years to design and build for sure, and then 10 years ago they launched it, and now it is just spent the last 31 months in hibernation mode, like with just a heater and
keep everything's got to move warm
and an alarm clock.
Yeah, wake up time.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And it's been what its mission is to catch up to this comet. It's one of those comets that comes. It's not like near solar, but it has an oblong off solar.
It's coming close enough to us that we can mark the fucking thing and hit it.
It's gonna, yes, that's the plan. Is we're gonna chase a comet
and try to hit the fucking thing with a device.
No. What we're gonna try is it's better than that. It's fucking bananas. Like just all right. The goal is they're gonna get Rosetta into position into an orbit 100 meters away from the surface of the comet. 67P. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the rest of the name. It's very
okay. Comet.
Difficult to say.
The comet.
67P.
The comet.
This comet is 3 or 4 kilometers in diameter. It's all kilometers. I'm sorry, folks. This is a European Space Agency mission, so
no, it's anything to do with science.
Kilometers
if you got it from NASA, they've been measured in kilometers too.
They're going to get it into orbit around November of this year, around this 3-kilometer object of ice.
Okay, whoa. We're not going to. We're not landing the device on the comet. We're going to orbit the comet.
Well, I'll tell you, I want to put that...
A moving comet?
I want to put that in perspective. Hitting a comet is kind of like hitting
a fly with a bazooka from
China.
1,000 yards away.
No, from China, and the fly's on the moon on the other side. It's a little like that.
We're not going to do that.
Nope.
We're going to put it so close to it that it orbits it.
I don't think that
while it moves through space, or is it going to trail it?
I think its orbit is going to be what's called in planets. It's called tidally locked. So like it's actually just going to match speed right along next to it, 100 meters away.
It's speed, and if it goes less than 55 miles an hour, it'll explode
at 40,000 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, well,
40,000 kilometers an hour is, I don't know how fast that is. Sounds pretty goddamn fast.
It's fucking fast, boy.
And this Rosetta probe is gonna sit there next to this thing, cruising through space.
What is the objective?
We're not there yet.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. It's gonna chase this thing around the sun, and at some point when it's trans-sun, it's not like a near-sun thing, but it is gonna go around the sun. Rosetta's gonna launch a harpoon. A harpoon with like a tether, and it's gonna tether itself to the comet.
You're my bitch.
And lower a little robot lander. And that little robot lander, that's what the mission's about.
What's the point of the robot lander?
The point of the robot lander is to taste the water on a comet.
Ooh, and little sippy soup,
and find out if it tastes like the water on Earth. That's the purpose of this mission.
They're trying to find out if the water's H2O.
If it's the same kind of H2O that's on, because it's to test the theory that all the water on Earth is from comets.
Okay.
This is a very fun way to do this. You don't even understand the complexity of, like, I don't mean you, but like I haven't even told you the silly batshit crazy things they had to do to get this thing into this position.
Well, like the engineering behind what is happening with the launching of the solar powered device, and it coasts on a trajectory to hit the comet at the right time where it's gonna be.
No, you skipped a step. You skipped 4 major steps. Its first trajectory was towards Venus, who it would wrap around and slingshot back towards Earth.
Alright, slingshot theory. We've discussed this before.
In November of 2007.
Oh, okay. We launched it towards Venus to slingshot back towards Earth because
Right.
we needed to pick up speed.
Right.
Okay.
In November of 2007, it was actually mistaken as a near-Earth object. There were
It was
scientists.
cruising so fast and so big, the scientists were like, what the fuck is that? Oh, okay.
Some NASA scientists didn't. They didn't. You know, it was left hand and right hand. Doesn't know.
Yeah.
And
All of a sudden, something was cruising through the space.
and it actually got a classification as an asteroid. It was 2007 VN84 for a very short time until some ESA space
Like,
officials
no, that's
saw
ours.
that and they were like, no,
That's ours.
that's our boy out there. Slingshots around Earth, fires towards Jupiter.
Okay, so, okay. 2 balls in the sky. One on the left, one on the right.
Ones.
2 moving balls in the sky, spinning and rotating around a similar axis.
Yeah.
Similar point of center.
Yeah.
So you shoot the object from one ball
Yeah.
towards another.
Yeah.
And let's just say for visual purposes,
You whip it around
it
the other
wraps underneath,
one. Yeah.
picks up speed from the pull of gravity, whips over the top, heads back towards Earth, does the same thing with Earth,
Yeah.
over the top,
Yep.
around the bottom,
And back out the top
over out of the top,
to Jupiter.
towards Jupiter, which at this point is on the other side of the solar system.
It's on its way to.
Holy shit!
Bear with me just 1 second.
I'm bearing with you all the way, sir. You got me hook, line, and sinker.
I think it's on its way to. Oh, there we go. It's on its way to Jupiter. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter. Oh, it had to go around Mars too. So from Earth to Mars, a whip around Mars.
It depends if Mars is in the trajectory of that. Or
It
not.
did 4 planets.
Wow, really?
We whipped it around 4 planets.
Was the moon in there at
to
all?
get it. I don't know. I honestly, Corey, I'm not sure which planet.
It seemed like that would be a good space to start with the whip to get it out towards
Nah, you
Mars.
get too much interference gravity, I think. I mean, I'm no, space physicist or any kind of magic wizard like that.
Well,
but-
because that's how the Apollo mission of Apollo 13 got back to
Oh,
Earth.
that's true. Yeah,
as they used the whip of the moon to
That's
whip
true.
the shuttle back.
I saw that.
The
movie.
rocket
It was
back.
awesome. And I know that it was based on real things, so that's a very solid point.
Tom Hanks rules. I don't know.
They whipped it around 4 fucking planets to line it up with a comet that was coming from the fucking Oort cloud, and we knew it was because we've seen it before in recorded history, like once or twice.
So we were like, we're pretty sure this thing's coming. We're going to launch this thing. It's going to do all this complicated dancing through the solar system at ridiculous speeds.
Crazy speeds, 40,000 kilometers
So
per
that
hour.
by the time it gets to this thing, I mean, and we're hitting a moving fly with a bazooka from China.
And the fly
But, I mean,
is
it's
past
gotta-
Jupiter.
It's got to pick up the right amount of speed at the last planet so that it loses its speed, as degrading energy.
Yeah.
It loses speed just in time to hit this thing at a centralized mark.
And the crazy part is,
And then activate to hold its 100-meter path to follow it back to the planet it came from.
no, it didn't.
No, the satellite came from.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because it's headed back towards Earth in this. Right? The comet's coming our way.
No. We're just gonna this comet.
I thought the comet was coming our way.
Well, it depends on where we are in the solar
Whatever.
period at the time. I don't know the future of this. I
The
only
engineering
know
behind this is
what
amazing.
the plan is. It's nuts.
It's amazing.
Nuts. And the nutsest thing about it is this is 16-year-old technology that just spent the last 31 months napping. It made its last swoop around a planet to line up with this, with an intersecting path with this comet, 67P. And now it's just going to go. It's going to shoot a harpoon at it. It's going to send a little robot down, taste the water.
Wait till it gets back into radar range or whatever. Not radar
Oh,
range.
they're in communications with this thing.
all the way through the process?
Now that it's awake, they were not in communication with it while it was sleeping. But
Yeah, no, they just have to trust the math.
yeah,
They just have to trust the math. And
But
that shows you, Bill, why the math works.
Yeah.
Because they use this math that you want to argue with so much.
Bill's not here right now.
I know.
And you're lucky that I had any idea what you were talking about.
Bill argues about
I know, it drives
the
me nuts. I've
reality
heard
of
it.
math, and it what it's math. What do you mean? It just exists.
It's like arguing the reality of table. Table's there, man. We can see it. We know it's there.
There's one table, and it is 4 feet wide.
And I know that if there was another table, there would then be two, and that's why math works. Like,
No, this is why math works. Because they launched this thing under the power of a rocket, I assume.
yes.
Dead asleep. And trusted their
No.
math.
Oh, no. It was launched 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's been asleep for 31 months. That's just under 3 years.
Okay.
So,
So it had some navigational control for a while.
oh yeah, to make all the adjustments for the slingshot things. You got to make adjustments in that.
But for the most part, they have to just trust the math.
Yeah.
That it's going to get them where they need to be. Yes, that's why, Bill.
Nuts.
Math works.
It's so
Because it just does.
this
It
mission
works out every time.
is like super exciting for me. Not because I care about like whether the water on Earth was always on Earth or whether it came from comets. I don't care about that. For me, one's as good as the other. What I care about is the fact that we just shot a robot with a harpoon gun at a fucking ice cube in the sky that wasn't in the sky anywhere near where it was going to be when our harpoon robot hit it. Like,
I don't think I like this water came from comets theory.
well,
I don't have to like it. I don't understand that.
mm-mm.
But I don't think I like it. How much of this planet is water?
Well, the planet's pretty old.
70%.
And
I mean
know it
that's
was
still
too
a
hot for water.
lot of comets. Pre-atmosphere. That's a lot. And anything big enough, like if you say, well, they're just really big ones, would cause major damage.
nah, it's more a lot of really small
It
ones.
had to be a lot of
That's
really
the-
small ones that didn't cause a lot of damage.
The theory is that there was a bombardment over the course of a millennia or 5.
Pre-atmosphere, but enough that the water stayed. There's enough gravity to hold the water.
Not atmosphere, would
But
keep
no
the water
atmosphere. I was saying,
Yeah.
there's enough gravity to hold.
with
the
enough
water.
magma heat.
Yeah. But enough of the surface to be finished that it didn't all just evaporate into the space.
You know what I like? The fucking moon.
That's a lot.
The moon crashed into the Earth once.
I thought it was.
Something crashed into the Earth.
I thought it was
and
and
that
made the moon.
Yeah, the moon and the Earth as we know it.
Where did the chunk? I mean, I know a lot of time has passed. Well, there's a lot of. I mean, you think there'd be some evidence of it.
Of what?
That happening.
There is. There's a moon in the sky, Corey.
That could have been another dead planet, dwarf planet that fell into our orbit.
I mean,
It could have been a natural creation of dust deposits.
I guess that's also something.
You would think with the crater that big, a chunk of the planet missing, and everything develops round in the universe.
But the
When a chunk breaks off, I mean, eventually it'd have to heal. But you think there'd be more evidence of a chunk missing, even with the time that's passed? I'm just saying. I don't know the number. And I don't want to argue with it.
Well, but the continents don't look like they did when there was always a moon. Like, we have an idea of what the continents looked like the whole time there was a moon. We don't know we don't have a clue what it could have looked like before that.
No idea. That's why I'm saying I don't know. I'm not saying like with the comet debate. I'm not saying that it's wrong. Like I'm qualified
You're one of those
to say
fucking creationists.
Yes. I'm just saying I don't know if that makes a lot of logic to me.
Are you telling me that God did it?
Yes, God did it.
I believe that.
God absolutely put all the water.
I just think it was a little longer ago. And it's not like, some guy in the clouds. But whatever.
No, I think like anything else, we won the magic fucking space lottery, and all the right things were in all the right places to make all the right ingredients that created this podcast.
You think all the right ingredients. All of them were the exact right ingredients, you think?
For making this podcast?
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. I'll go with that. You know what else I'll have with that? If I may. How about a little sassafras tea to go with my all the right ingredients to make this podcast?
We're the fucking staple of podcasts.
Fuck yeah, man. We got all kinds of fake ass facts under the cap.
It's late in the afternoon, the sun rising high. There's nothing to do around here, and if there was, well, I wouldn't try. Taking my comforts, taking good care of me. Sitting down in my easy chair, taking a sip of my sassafras tea. Now wouldn't you know it, there goes the phone again. It's probably just another wrong number, but someone tried to sell me something I can't even see. Well, I got the solution, how to deal with this insanity. Just sit down in my easy chair and take a big sip of my sassafras tea. It's getting near evening, the sun going down. I guess I should shake a leg, climb in my car and roll downtown. Check out the city lights, all decked out in a tux and a tie. But I'm sitting in my easy chair, taking a sip of my sassafras tea. Now wouldn't you know it, oh, here come my neighbor Jim. He got the willies and the worries on his mind, and the weight of the world putting pressure on his spine. Well, I got the solution,